Good evening, everyone. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about what is internet, why is it used, a brief history of internet, how it evolved, the working of internet, the concept behind packet switching, and many other things. In today's video, we are going to discuss about what are the devices we use for connecting to the internet. So first you can see that the slide which is opened in front, that is that of a modem, and it's quite clear here that what we are going to discuss about is a modem. So a computer peripheral or accessory used to connect and communicate with other computers via telephone lines. Why is it so? That is because our computer understands digital signals and telephone lines are capable of carrying analog signals. Because our when we send a message from our computer to some other computer via the internet, it is important that the data or data signals they travel in the form of analog signals. So because our computer understands binary language and it doesn't work on analog data as we are using digital computers, hence that conversion between digital and analog is very important. So modem does the work of that. It converts digital signals of the computer to the analog signals, which are then carried by the telephone lines, and on the receiver's computer also it again converts those analog signals back to digital signals. Enables sending a fax from a computer to a fax machine or another computer. There are two types of modems, internal and external. So here in this image you can see an internal modem, which is actually known as an NIC card. It is known as an NIC, that is Network Interface Card, also known as LAN card, which is it is also known as an internal modem because it is fixed inside the computer. It is fixed in a slot on your motherboard, and hence it acts as the internal modem. An external modem is not actually a modem, rather it is a modem router, because it not only does the work of converting your digital signals into analog and vice versa, but it also does the work of connecting networks. How connecting networks? It connects your computer to the rest of the internet. So modem or router device, which you can see over here, it can be connected to a computer and it can also work like a modem. So already we have an internal modem. Internal modem is quite compulsory because it already is fixed onto the motherboard. Without the internal modem, your computer may not be able to convert your digital signals being generated into the analog signals. And this device which you can see over here, that is actually a modem. So you can see the multiple points over here. ADSL, this port is used to connect one end which is coming from your splitter. Now what is a splitter? It's a small device which is connected to your phone line. I'm very sorry, it's not connected to the phone line, it's actually connected to the telephone line outlet. You might have seen that during installation of internet, normally in your locality there might be a kind of a box which is known as the switching box. It has been installed by the telephone company or the internet service provider whom you are subscribed to. Now, from there, a connection might be coming directly to your house through the walls, and that might be opening into a small outlet on your wall. That outlet is known as the telephone outlet. From there, a connection goes into a device known as splitter, which has one input end and two output ends. So from the splitter, this signal gets divided into two parts. One signal goes into your handset, telephone handset, and this is known as voice line, whereas the other end goes into your modem. This is known as your data line, that is, this is for your internet. And you can see ADSL over here, which stands for asynchronous digital subscriber line. As we'll study about DSL, that is digital subscriber line, in the forthcoming slides, hence I won't explain much about this. Only thing, it is a high speed broadband, internet broadband connection, which is known as ADSL, and ADSL is for asynchronous, sorry, not asynchronous, I'm very sorry on this, it is asymmetric digital subscriber line. The meaning of asymmetric is you have different speeds for upload and downloads. Usually download speeds are higher as compared to upload speeds. So this line is for ADSL, and this is the line for local area network, that is, you can connect your PC. Your PC means you can connect the slot in the CPU which is given for your LAN card with this slot using an RJ45 cable, which is also known as Ethernet cable. So using that Ethernet cable, you can connect your PC with this port and you can access the internet. And this point is for power, that is, it's for the power supply. You will also be supplied an adapter along with it, and you can connect it with this, connect the adapter to the electricity and to the power outlet, and it can work till the electricity is supplied continuously to the device. How it works? Now you can see that this is a computer. Actually, we don't say this is a computer, but we can say that it can be the ISP server or web server. It's the telephone network, and in between we have the modems. So whatever you want to send to some place, it will be passing through this telephone network, and hence modem comes to work in these parts. You can see here that digital signals of the computer, they are converted into analog signals, also known as audial tones. So in this short GIF animation, you can see that digital signals of the computer are converted into analog signals, which are carried on by the telephone lines, and then again there is a modem which converts these analog signals back to digital signals, which is intercepted by the receiver's computer. In this image, you can see two scenarios. In the first scenario, you can see that you may have a PC and a laptop which you can connect to a USB dongle, that is a USB internet modem. Also a powerless modem, that is, you don't need to connect it to a power line. You can simply connect it, insert a data card into it and connect it to your PC or laptop. It's quite portable, you can carry it in your pocket to some place. Now you can see 3G network, although 3G has been replaced by 4G, and very soon it's going to be replaced by 5G networks in the coming days. So when we used to have 3G modem, so you can have any data card providing you with a 3G network or a 4G network, depending upon the network coverage in your area. If you live in a rural area, then it would be 3G network mostly, and if you live in densely populated urban areas, then you will be having, you can get access, you can access the 4G internet, and with the help of that you can get connected to the internet, and this way internet connection can be accessed on various devices. Now in the second scenario, you can see over here, your normally our homes contain multiple devices like laptops, mobiles, PDAs, that is personal digital assistants, and multiple PCs. Here you can see it is a small network also known as LAN, that is local area network. That is local area excuse me, that is a local area network. So this local area network is connected to a broadband router with USB host supported. That is you can connect your broadband router with this device, that is a USB dongle, with has an active 3G or 4G network connection, and it can access the internet using the 3G network, that is the cellular network. We know that 3G, 4G, 2G, these all are in the internet broadband networks. These provide us internet or broadband access using the cellular network, the cell phone network of the country. Okay, so you are actually able to access internet not via telephone lines but via the cellular networks. As we know that all our regions are divided into hexagonal sized cells, each cell has a mobile tower, and the moment you move into an area which doesn't have any mobile tower, then you might find difficulty in intercepting internet and voice signals for that network. So it mostly happens when you are traveling via a train and your train is crossing a railway line which moves through or which crosses fields, vast fields or jungles, dense forests, which don't have access to such mobile towers. So at that, in those locations you may not get ample signal, and hence it is through the mobile network, it's through the cellular network that you are able to access the internet. Whereas in case of fixed line broadbands, it actually, you are actually accessing internet using the telephone lines, the fixed line telephone lines, and the internet comes through the internet connection actually comes to your premises through the telephone switching office by means of the telephone lines. And those telephone lines, if I when I'm talking about, it is basically your landlines, so it's coming through your landline. So there is a different network for your cellular phone and a different network for your landline phone. So this way you can connect your devices. A usual fixed line broadband installation scenario at homes, you can see that this is the phone line wall jack, the telephone line wall socket, and this is a splitter which is connected to this wall socket. One end through the splitter goes into your phone, which is for voice, and the other end goes into your modem, and modem is connected to your computer, and this is how you can access the internet. So this is only for fixed line broadbands, the internet which comes through the lease lines or the telephone network, the landline telephone network or the fixed line telephone network. In the next video, we are going to discuss in detail about the different types of internet connections which are available.